celebration, bringing people with disabilities, people that don't have a disability, together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities. And here at Ability MKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities. The concept of disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and the list goes on. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own or with people we know. Here at Ability MKE Now, we break down the barriers and celebrate the ability in all of us. I am extremely happy to have a wonderful friend of the show joining us tonight. And actually, Emily, I'm going to have you come on in and give an introduction for us, if you would, please.
Okay, so we have Patricia McDow, we went through the Neighborhood Project, and she really has a virtual business card. And she's goes between New York and Florida. And so Patricia, who are you? What do you do? Just introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you so much for that, Emily, and for that wonderful introduction. As Emily said, I live in Florida as well as in New York, and right now I'm in New York, and the area I live in is what people are known for is the Boogie Down Bronx. And business is a digital business card. And I like to say it's a digital business card that makes a difference. And why it doesn't make a difference? Because it's digital for one, and secondly, if a person like myself who is challenged visually with central retina vein occlusion, it's important that we are able to communicate with people virtually. I find that when people provide me with a business card, more often than none, the fonts are too large, too small, and I can't read it, or they use script fonts, and I still can't read it, no matter what size the font is. And so the digital business card, you don't have that problem with the card. And the other thing about the digital business card is that you always connected. And for those people again who may be challenged, one of the features on the card at the very bottom, a person can leave me a voice message. So they worry about typing. I know for me, typing is kind of difficult. I start to spell words, and I think my fingers are small. I go for A, I get a Z instead. You know how that goes. So I can actually go ahead and leave a voice message or a video message to the person who has the card. At the same time, I can respond to the person in the same manner. I can either send them a video message or a voice message. And so that's a game changer, particularly for those again who may be challenged. And in addition to that, there is a video library that talks about the card on the card. And then there's also audio and video testimony. So the card is really designed for people who you don't really have to have a problem viewing or understand what's on the card, because again, it is designed to help those people who are also maybe challenged visually or audibly to use the card.
Yeah, it is amazing how much technology can make a difference for business, for people in general. And like you're saying, when a person has a disability, no matter what that is, there are ways to make life easier and make everything that's out there more accessible. And what you're describing sounds amazing, because it bridges that gap for, like you're saying, if you a business card and you're not able to read it, then it's not doing its function. The reason it exists, you can't take advantage of. But it is amazing to me that there is such a technology that somebody has thought of that makes that way of connecting with people so much better. So where did you first come across this? Is this something that you've been
Well, I still have actually a podcast show.
Oh,
And,
excellent.
yeah, I had a person who was speaking every Monday on the show, every first Monday. And this particular Monday, he wanted to talk. It was called what is called the Talking V Call. And I was like really, really curious about this. So I said, yeah, you can speak on that subject matter. And I was so interested in it. I said, oh, I would like to be involved. I'd like to, be a part of this Talking V Call because I knew this was the next best thing since sliced bread. And this was before COVID. And after COVID hit, when no one could actually meet face to face, what better way to share your information is via the digital business card. And one thing that I like about the card is not only for people who have businesses. I happen to, I was a council member in my community in Yonkers, and I have a project called African Rain Garden. And so the digital business card is actually talking about the statues. So it's not even a business card, it's a card for the statues. I find that people who have belong to organizations, whether it's the Rotary Club or whatever, they also need cards as well. And what better way to have a card than have a digital business card?
That is amazing. I mean, just thinking on a practical sense, if you information that changes, you have a physical business card, you have to buy a whole new set of cards in order to make that change happen.
That is absolutely true. And you have unlimited change to make to your card. And so I find it very warming and exciting. If you're having an event, you can put that event flyer on the card and hyperlink it to either to the Zoom meeting or if Ebright where they have to register. I mean, it's your one-stop shopping. And so with the digital business card, for myself, you can throw away the magnifying glass when you're trying to read people's cards.
Oh, I love that. And actually another thing that we have in is another platform that we've actually talked about on here before, which is Now Site, and that has been a game changer and made things so much easier in so many ways. And I know you've had some experience with that as well. I was wondering, do you want to tell us a little bit about what your experience has been?
Absolutely. I am an affiliate with Now Site Marketing. It is a marketing program that is powered by AI. And I tell you, it is really a game changer for me. It would take me, I do several newsletters a month at the end of the month. So usually, so they can all come out on the first. I do one for my community, I do ones from various businesses, and so on. And it used to take me a week to literally do these email blasts. And so you could get the computer from Monday to whatever that first of the day is, pumping out these email blasts. Now it takes me less than an hour to do them with Now Site. It is unbelievably amazing how it is saving me time. And not only that, I'm posting every day on all the social media platforms. And what's about that is that I can dictate whether I want the social media posts to be friendly, to be professional, or formal, or exciting, or whatever. And then I don't have to think. I can tell the AI to surprise me. And it, and it creates a social media post. Not only that, and one thing I learned is that you cannot use the same post in every platform. Every platform is different. So for example, on Facebook, I can say, I just got this beautiful red dress on Amazon. But on LinkedIn, say, I have this beautiful power suit that I'm going to wear to this conference, women's conference. It's the same message, but it's a different message. So now site does it. So it will create a social media for LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and I think I missed one. Instagram with the photos. And I didn't have to think. I just said, surprise me. And so I just put them in and load up the photo, and it's just fantastic. But even beyond that, it also generates leads. So when you first start with Now Site, you have to do your business profile, and you have profiles if you like. People have more than one business. And then when you generate your lead for the whatever business you want to work on that particular day, it will give you the targeted leads. So, for example, for my digital business card, I'm looking for people who are realtors or financial aid or whatever. A person's a dog walker may look for people who have dogs, or a veterinarian or whatever. And then you can pick wherever location you want these people to come from, whether it's New York or and then you can select the age group that you're working with, and you can also give their likes and dislikes. And then the program will generate the lead based on what you did. And then you can communicate with those people in the tone of that individual. So when you read their full profile, you may see that person may be a very serious person, so you send them more formal email or action. Or if the person seems jolly and friendly, you send them a social media, a connection that fits that person's person. So it is really a fantastic program.
Such an amazing tool, and I've only just poked at it a little. I haven't actually and done a full deep dive on all the different things it can do, because I'm on social media, but I am not a social media expert. I don't have time to be an expert to be able to know the rings, to be able to tailor for whatever that audience is. And artificial intelligence, that it's able to know all these things and to be that I guess in my mind, it just bridges that gap between what I already know I want to have done, and to be able to get there that much faster. Excited to be able to play with that a little more and see what kind of fun things I can do with that.
It helps you like build. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, it helps you like build a website and stuff too, so you can have your own website on there too.
Yeah, and not only that, you can have your own funnel page or a landing page. So if a person wrote a book, they can have a landing page just for that book. It's just amazing, and everything literally takes seconds. Even the social media posts, it just takes seconds. So it just frees up my time, which I find is most valuable, is freeing up the time.
Time is everything. We have time. That's the one currency that we all have that's the same. All the same number of seconds in a day, but it's how you use them and that determines what and how far you can get in a day. What are you going to accomplish? And if a tool is able to shave time off of the effort it would take me personally to do it, that's exciting. I love that.
So I said people who are not embracing a Now Site with the AI, they are really doing their business a disservice. And I see it very similar to years ago when a friend of mine had a printing company. And I said to him, his name was Haraj. I said, Haraj, there's this new thing called websites. You need to start incorporating that in your business, because I think that's going to be the next best thing. And he did not listen to me. To this day, he said, I should have listened to you. And I think the AI, the Now Site, is going to be one of those features that if you're in business and you don't embrace the AI or the Now Site program, you're going to be left behind. You literally are going to be left behind.
And what's I find really interesting, I work at a university, and that has been the whole topic of artificial intelligence has been such a big topic for kind of a totally different reason, because students are learning about what the power is of this, and how do you prevent a student from saying, okay, I'm going to use my new tool here, and I'm supposed to write a paper. So maybe I'm just going to let the artificial intelligence tool do that for me. Luckily, at this point, there's not a good enough tool out there that can literally just do all of it to tailor it for what that student need without. I think there's still there. Luckily, at least at this point, there's still enough need for the human piece to be able to it as well, to be enough guidance and to go back and make sure it's doing all the things that you're asking it to do. And I think, like, for doing the social posts, doing the smaller tasks, shorter tasks, I think it's doing really, really well in that arena. But I think luckily at this point that, and again, that depends on how you look at it, but I think luckily at least students still need to be involved, even if you're using a tool like that for coming up with topic ideas or thinking about it in a different way. I guess I'm recognizing that it adds a different dynamic in that educational realm that I think is going to be a struggle for a long time here until that all gets ironed out and figured out, and how to use these awesome tools in a beneficial way, and not I'm going to have it do my homework for me now. And I think there's a lot of growing that's going to be happening all over the place in the next, I think, handful of years as the tool improves and people figure out new ways to be able to utilize those tools. I'm really excited to see where it all goes and how we all kind of morph what we're doing to do things bigger and better with these tools, and not in place of our human piece that we need in the middle of it as well.
You're absolutely right. As a former educator, I think what's going to happen is a lot of the writing requests will have to take place in the classroom. So there's no getting around it. It is what it is. So I think that's one of the ways. And then the other thing is there are AI detectors where you can put in the information in the program, and it can tell you if it was created by AI or was it created by a human, and what percentages of it being a human or AI written. But it is amazing. You can take with the AI, you can write things in a different language, and it is correct. I mean, it's just amazing. And when I came back from Florida back to New York, I was a little concerned because they had just had the orange sky. Everybody knows what that was about, where the smoke came from Canada and the sky here in New York was orange. So I contacted my cousin and I said to her, do you think I should get an air filter? And she said, yeah, I would strongly suggest that. So I got the air filter from Amazon. And I said, well, how you work this thing? So I went on YouTube like everybody else. I call it the YouTube University.
Oh, and I did the same.
and I found it. I typed in the model, and I watched the video, and the video was very informative, and you heard the woman's voice, and she was describing the thing. And then I noticed in the left-hand corner it said AI. The video was driven by AI, and I've noticed commercials now are AI. It will say it in the left-hand corner of the screen. You see AI, and that commercial was created by AI. So it is amazing. I watched the 2020 movie. Yeah, I think it was 2020 or Dateline, one of those. And the whole thing was on AI. If you can find it, get it. It's amazing. They show where the AI was learning how to play soccer, and it kept bunching up, but and then finally figured out the routine, the strategy of it on its own. So they knew they had to have guards and to how to kick and this and that and the other. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. So, like anything else, we have to, it has to be monitored, and but government, it seems like government is always a little behind the scenes, although a little slow. Technology is fast, faster than government, but hopefully they will catch up and put regulations in place so that the AI will not be used in a manner that would be harmful to communities at large.
It's absolutely amazing. I'm excited. Like I said before, I'm really excited to see where it all goes. And you know what? I'm going to take a step backwards for a second here, because we've known each other for, I'm trying to think. It's been a while now, because we were lucky enough to be introduced through Happy Neighborhood Project,
Absolutely.
which has been so much fun. A lot of people that we've had as guests here, and new friends, new contacts, new all sorts of things. It's a great organization. I'm wondering, do you want to just share a little bit of what your experience has all been, and all the amazing things that have happened in your corner as well, because of how we've had the great opportunity of interacting with the Happy Neighborhood Project?
I have met so many wonderful people on H&P where I can actually call them like family, as they now call themselves. And I'm here in Florida, New York. I'm here in New York alone with me and the animals. And so what when I'm not doing anything, I jump on the call. I jump on a meeting, see who's there, and it's good to see old friends and to talk, because when you do business with people, the one thing that people don't get is that you just don't join a meeting, or you just don't meet someone right off the back, and then the floodgates start to open up with all the sales. People buy from people who they know, like, and trust, and you have to form relationships, and that's what we have done in H&P. I can actually say that I have created great friendship with H&P, to the point where if I don't see someone, I will text them or email them and say, where you been? I haven't seen you. Or I will ask them if I haven't seen that person for a while. And we cheer each other on accomplishments. People are down. We have over almost 50 co-ops that have not joined the co-op. In meetings, attend the meeting of your region, you can every meeting, and we also have meetings of your interests, like pet lovers and movie lovers and things of that nature. So it really is a great place and a safe to network.
I completely agree. There's so many people that I consider friends, and from across the world, not just across the United States. It's been fun to actually get to have good friendships with people. Like, I'm sure everybody all the way down in Australia, and all, man of the future, because they're a day ahead of us here, and just across everywhere. And it has been a great positive experience for me personally, and a great growth opportunity. I've been a co-host. Actually, how long I've been a co-host now. To have that chance at a lead role has been wonderful. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. I co-host at the North Florida group, and that meets every Friday at 10. And it's just great to to do meetings. We do the meetings our way, but it's nice to have people come on and invite people at every meeting to come to your meeting, and then as a result of people coming to your meeting, you actually go to theirs just to try to support them as they support you and your group as well. So it's Edwin. It was a genius in terms of putting this whole structure, because it really is a well-oiled structure that we have. And we have conventions, one coming up soon. They have a live convention coming up, which is fantastic. And we have sponsors where we get discounts like the Zoom, and it's just and anyone, whether you're a co-op member or a share member, can take advantage of the discounts. I can't see why no one else would join HMP to meet people like us.
A group of friends and friends you haven't met yet. It's always a good time. And I know we have just a couple minutes left. I actually want to come back to the. I know you said you actually have a visual impairment.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if I can ask, what do you find as perhaps, and you can answer it in a couple of different ways, whether it be like the biggest challenge or the biggest thing that somebody else can do that would be beneficial with somebody who has some kind of visual impairment. What kind of advice could you maybe share based on what your experience is, and maybe something that others that don't have that experience, what would be nice for us to know, understand that could be a nugget to take home? Does that, I don't know, I kind of framed that oddly there, but do you know what I'm saying?
I understand. You know, one of the things for me, because it's very difficult for me to for someone to write something down for me for me to see it. So what I always people, I said, can you please text me? This way I can either take a picture of it and then blow it up, or if it's a hyperlink, I can just click on it. I don't have to worry about copying it. And so don't get annoyed if someone asks you to text them or to email you that you think it's something that you could just write it down, because there may be a reason for them asking to do.
I love that. Yeah, because I often think of a friend of mine that's a wheelchair user that had shared. Other people think it's so helpful if they grab my chair and help push me up a sidewalk or whatever, and they think that's being helpful. And he's like, no, ask me what's helpful. If you think that's helpful, just that's my feet. That's my transportation that I do all by myself all the time. I don't need you to push me. But there's other ways that maybe I would love to have a assistant. It's that concept of asking, and is there something that is helpful, or I guess that's always a piece that stands out to me of, you're right, to be able to ask for what you need, and to be receptive of, you don't necessarily always even need to know why somebody's asking, but be open and receptive.
Yeah. I have a few seconds. I violin lessons at Lehman College, and my professor gave us, we were in the dark for one, because there was no lights on the stage. So that was a problem. But and after songs, that was really a big. Then the professor gave us hand out music sheet, and I can't distinguish where the notes are because of the so I had to take a picture with my phone and put it on my tablet so I can blow up the sheets. So even with teachers, when you're handing out things, make sure that the fonts are of a size that it doesn't be gigantic, but make sure it's a size that everyone can read, not just yourself.
I love that. Practical tips. That's perfect. I am so glad that you've joined us here tonight, Patricia. This has been lovely, getting a chance to chat with you here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Emily, for all that you do. And Kurt somewhere around here. Yeah, I see him up there.
Yeah, Kurt's always here. Thanks so much. So for us here at AbilityMKE Now, we love bringing information and topics forward. And Patricia, thank you so much for being here. And until next time, to everyone, we thank you.